Welcome back to Universe. I'm Andrew, and today I'm playing Keyforge Adventures, specifically the Fall of House Gormangeist, which is the new adventure that fulfilled along with the GameFound campaign Winds of Exchange for Keyforge, which is fulfilling now for many people. I got mine last week, and I'm now having some time to play it. This is the third solo co-op campaign or scenario for Keyforge. First of which was the Keyraken. Second, I don't remember the name of, but I bought it, so I should play it at some point. The Keyraken and the second one were both released via print and play for free originally, and now are available at retail as well. I print and played the Keyraken. I played it a bunch of times, and I did not care for it, unfortunately, because I really like Krakens, and I really like Keyforge, and I really like playing solo, so it was pretty disappointing, but I found that a lot of the decks I used either won easily or lost utterly. So it wasn't a very satisfying experience. I'm up for trying it again at some point, but I was not happy originally. So I'm hoping this will be a better experience. Of course, in Keyforge, decks vary by strength. That happens. And I imagine it's hard to design one of these solo scenarios that are going to interact with your cards in certain ways that maybe not all decks, not all cards are prepared for. And some will be better prepared than others. But the deck I chose to play today is my unique named deck. So during the GameFound campaign, if you backed at a certain level, you got to put in a username, your real name or whatever you wanted, and the algorithm made a deck that used that, your name, as part of the deck title. And I ended up with Fissionessence from the Legate's Crucible. Fissionessence being my longtime online username. I also got to choose purple as the color, and this is what I ended up with. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. I mean, it's random, you get what you get. So I don't hold it against anybody, but I was hoping for something a little more exciting. Also, Brobnar and Saurian are two of my least favorite houses. Fortunately, Star Alliance is one of my favorite houses, but still got my name in it, so it's still cool, and I want to try it out against the Fall of House Gormangeist today. This is the deck list, if you want to take a look at that. So no, I don't even have any enhancements. There's no legacies, no mavericks, no anomalies, and two houses I don't care for. The coolest thing would be the Scylla and Charybdis, I suppose. In terms of power level, honestly, I have no idea. That we'll just have to see. I actually do like the token. So every deck in Winds of Exchange has one token type associated with it. Mine for this deck is Explorer, which is a 2-power Star Alliance creature. After it reaps, I can look at the top card of my deck and discard it if I want to. Hopefully that'll be good. So let's start taking a look at some of these Gormangeist things. First of all, we're going to be in the Gormangeist Mansion. And there's a nice picture of that and the description here. This is an oversized card. And it says at the end of your turn, Gormangeist steals an amber for each of these symbols in play. And there's one of them right now. So at the end of each of my turns, they're going to steal at least one amber just because of this mansion. And let's go ahead and read the intro text here as well. A mysterious entity known only as the Amalgamator has been luring Archons into a trap so it may claim their supernatural essence. If you don't know Keyforge, every deck is led by an Archon, which is a mysterious energy being. So we are playing as Archons. In this scenario, we have been lured to this mansion, and it is trying to drain our Archon energy. You and your companions have entered the Amalgamator's lair, the harrowing Gormangeist mansion. Intent on discovering the fate of your fellow Archons, you must explore the mansion and discover a way to end the Amalgamator's insidious actions, but beware, an entire army of malicious machines stands in your way. Now, the pack did not include rules, but it did come with this oversized card that has a scannable, another code that goes to the rules, which is very unfortunate. Very much not a fan of the trend of games not including rules, so I had to print it. And there is more story inside. So if you want to read more intro story than what I just read, that is available. And based on whether you win or lose, there is some story on the back of this card, which I have not read yet. There's also, again, more expanded lore at the end of this book. So again, if you want an expanded epilogue, you can download this. But on the front side of this is the Amalgamator itself. You can see it's like a gramophone or something like that? The Amalgamator is an item and a specter. If Grand Stairway or Sealed Odium are in play, Dark Essence cannot be drained. Well, there's a bunch of nonsense. So first of all, we do have the Grand Stairway in play. This is their normal deck of cards, as you would normally expect a Keyforge player to have. This is a deck of rooms, which is a little bit different. And these are two rooms that are starting in play, the Grand Stairway and the Endless Corridors. So as it starts out, the Grand Stairway is in play. The Sealed Odium is not. In fact, the Sealed Odium has been set off to the side with a few other rooms, some clocks that these are all out of play. I don't know why, but they are. So just give you some context there. Dark Essence is referring to my win condition. So instead of forging keys, I'll be using my amber to open rooms, I think. I haven't played it yet. But I've also started with these 3 Archon's Essence, and the game plays up to 3 players cooperatively, in which case each player would have 3 Archon's Essence of their own. And at certain points of the game, Gormangeist, or the Amalgamator, is going to drain me, and I'm going to have to give it one of my Archon's Essence. If I don't have any, I skip drawing cards during my turn, at the end of my turn, which is unfortunate. And if it would drain me while I have no Essence to drain, I lose. So I got to be careful with that. The way that I win is that on the other side of some of these rooms, if I explore them, I can find Dark Essence, which will join my Essence pool. And then when they drain me, I can choose to give them Dark Essence instead of the Archon's Essence. And if I give them 2 Dark Essence, I win. But Dark Essence cannot be drained as long as the Grand Stairway is out. So I have to get through the stairway first. Each time a player is drained of Essence, attach that Essence to the Amalgamator, and then what I just said, when they have Essence attached to it equal to the number of players, Dark Essence equal to the number of players plus 1, it's destroyed. So in this case, 1 player, 2 Dark Essence means I win. Then whether you win or lose, flip this and read the epilogue. The way the Amalgamator or Gormangeist plays cards is whenever they would draw, they add them to their archive here, and then during their play card step, they just play everything from here one at a time. They start with 2 cards, so they'll have stuff to do on their first turn. They also start with the Grim Reaper in play, and he's a 6-power creature. If he would ever leave their battle line, he becomes archived instead, which means he's going to be played again next turn. Although you can get rid of him to avoid him reaping, because after he reaps, if he has amber equal to or greater than the key cost, which is normally 6, it spends that much amber to drain 1 essence from you. So I think the Reaper is the main way that we're going to have our essence drained. And then we've got these 2 rooms that are starting out. Take a look at the Grand Stairway first, since we were just talking about it. And it says I can explore it, which is a new action. If you are haunted, which is also new, and have 3 or more amber, spend 3 and flip this. I don't know what's on the other side, but in order to explore this room, I'm going to need 3 amber, and I'm going to need to be haunted. Haunted is a new keyword that will be in this set, or in this scenario, but also in the next expansion. Basically just means if you have 10 or more cards in your discard pile. I currently have 0, but if you're haunted, if you have 10 or more. So I need to get 10 cards in my discard pile, and then I need 3 amber, and then I can explore the stairway. And I also start with the Endless Corridors in play, which is I can explore this by discarding 2 cards. And if I do, I play the top card of the Mansion deck and then flip this. And I don't know what's on the other side of this. But if I were to play the top card of the Mansion deck, which I can see because the backsides all have other stuff going on, which I haven't thoroughly looked at yet. I just know some of them are Dark Essence. So here's the whole stack here, but this is the top card of the deck currently. This is what will come out if I explore the Endless Corridors. Our next room up is the Glowing Portal, which would let me explore by discarding one of my creatures to flip it, basically send somebody through the portal to find out what's on the other side. Whew, I think that's most of what's going on. And again, I haven't played it yet, so we'll see how it all comes together. Also, this card is in the Gormangeist discard pile. It is time. When you play it, you flip Grand Stairway and then purge this card. I think, unless there's other card effects, the way that this card would enter their deck is just if they run out of cards, then it would all get reshuffled. But this is currently in their discard pile. I get to go first, and I do not have to play a modified first turn, so I just play a normal first turn. I've already drawn my hand. I've chosen not to mulligan. I happen to draw 3 Saurian and 3 Star Alliance, and I'm going to go with House Saurian. So on each of my turns, I get to choose one of the 3 houses in my deck, or I guess I could choose any house, but I'm going to choose one of the 3 houses in my deck, and I can play and or use all cards of that house. And I'm going to choose Saurian. The first thing I'm going to do is play this card, Beware the Ides. It has an amber pip icon, so the first thing I do is get 1 amber, which is just going to get stolen by the Mansion effect. It's going to let me destroy the Grim Reaper, though, but then it just goes back to the archive, which means it doesn't reap for a turn. So either way, they're going to have 1 amber, and I'm going to have none. So I may as well just play my card, destroy the Reaper. It goes to their archive. I believe it would go to the bottom. I don't know how much that matters. And because I'm dealing 23 damage to it, it's in the center of their battle line because there's equal number of cards on the left and right of it. And this is an action card, so it's done. I'll go to my discard pile. 1 card toward Haunted. 10% of the way there. I'll play a Legionary Trainer. Each friendly token enters ready. Tokens being, again, a feature of Winds of Exchange. My token is the Explorer. And I did get one of the token packs, so I've got... I actually got 2 of the token packs, but here's a Star Alliance. I've got a few Explorers here. These are just tokens. The way you make a token is by taking the top card of your deck and putting it into play. Normally it would enter exhausted like any other creature, but because of the Legionary Trainer, it's going to be ready, and I'm going to indicate that this is an Explorer by putting that token card on top of it. Because when I play this card, I make a token creature. So the Legionary Trainer will be exhausted. Can't use this because it's Star Alliance, and I chose Saurian. But I'll also play a Praetor Marius, 5 power. After he reaps, for each exhausted creature to his left, I can capture an amber. I'm sure I'll put that here. Now, do I want to discard 2 cards to explore the endless corridors? I'm not sure I do because I've got 3 Star Lines, which sets me up for a pretty good next turn. So I'm going to hold on to that. I'll end my turn by readying all my cards. And then I will draw until I have 6 cards in my hand. And let's see how this Gormangeist turn plays out. Well, first at the end of my turn, it triggers the mansion. They steal 1 of my amber. So I'm not sure how much of that's going to show up, but Gormangeist turn. First, they play their adventure cards. Play each card from their archive 1 at a time. Resolve any bonus icons. All upgrades go in the Grim Reaper. Then they would use their creatures from left to right. It reaps unless it has the prey ability, in which case it will attack its prey. Then they'll use their artifacts. Then they ready their cards and draw 2 more cards to their archive. All right, so we're going to go 1 at a time. First up is Varad the Indulgent. 5 power. Prey is your most powerful creature. Gets +1 power for each amber on it, and before he fights, he captures 1 from their own pool. That's interesting. So that's a way I can get amber back from them, but he does get bigger as he attacks. Call of Need is going to give them an amber right away. And then ready and ward each robot creature. You may drain an essence instead. Man, I don't want to start getting drained right away. Varad the Indulgent is a robot. I'm going to let them do it. So they get to ready and ward each robot. Okay. And then, of course, it's the Grim Reaper back again. Then they will use their stuff. Normally they wouldn't get to use anything, but this got readied. So they do get to use it, and it has prey, so it's going to attack. It's going to attack my most powerful creature, which is Praetor Marius. Before it fights, it captures 1 of their own amber, which means it is now a 6 power creature. So it's going to deal 6 damage to Praetor Marius. Praetor Marius will deal 5 back, but all of it will be prevented by the ward. And he's gone 20% of the way toward being haunted. And that's all they do. So they will ready and archive 2 cards for next turn. Guess I'm not in a hurry to get amber like I normally would be in Keyforge, because what I need to do is first become haunted. So I think I want to reap with this. Reaping is an action any creature can do. It gives 1 amber, and this tokens after reap abilities that I can look at the top card of my deck and I may discard it, and I will, just because that puts me toward being haunted. So I think I want to use the Endless Corridors. I'm going to discard 2 cards to explore this. So I'm going to discard this Recruit and a Secura Droid. Now I'm at 5 already, which is nice. And I get to explore this. So it says, when I explore it, flip it. Well, I discarded the 2 cards. I have to play the top card of the mansion deck, which is the portal we saw, and then flip this. And it is now a Strange Passages. I can explore this. If I have 3 amber, I can spend it, play the top card of the mansion deck, and then flip this again. Okay, so basically this is a function by which I can find more rooms. Rooms yield amber, and the cost to find those rooms alternates between paying amber or discarding cards. But discarding cards actually helps me become haunted, and in Keyforge can help you filter your hand. So not a downside. And now we have this glowing portal. Destroy 1 of your creatures of the active house to flip it. And I think I do want to do that. In fact, maybe I just destroyed this one here. Already used it this turn. Technically, this is the token creature. This is just a placeholder, so it looks nice. So this card is now going to my discard pile. Up to 6. And we got a Soul Vial, which is an artifact. Enters play under my control. If I'm haunted, each friendly creature gains, when it's destroyed, put it into its archive. Okay. So I get a little reward for searching the mansion. But I'm not haunted yet, so it doesn't do anything right now. Now let's go ahead and play some cards. I'm going to play Friendly Guide, a 3-power creature. It's elusive. The first time it's attacked, no damage is dealt. And when I use one of its neighbors, I can use it as well. I will play Specialist Guthrak. He has Skirmish. When he attacks, he takes no damage in return. After he fights or reaps, I can capture one for each house among his neighbors. Among him and his neighbors. So I'll put him next to Saurian for sure. We'll play Scout Chief Couragier. When I play him, after I fight with him and after I reap with him, I get to make a token creature. So that'll be the top card of my deck. It will enter ready because of the Legionary Trainer. And I guess I'll put him, actually I'll put him over here and then make the token. And I also have an uplink. This creature gains action, make a token for each of his non-Star Alliance neighbors. And when I play this card, I get an amber, and I'm going to give this to the Friendly Guide. So this is kind of a cool combo because now if I use the trainer, I can also use the guide. And the guide can be used to do the action, which would make me a token, which will be ready, but it'll be on a Saurian turn. So the readiness doesn't matter. But pretty cool. I'm out of cards in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and explore with this token and reap with this explorer, which again gives me an amber. And then look at the top card, and I will discard it. I'm not even reading the cards, but that puts me up to 7. And then end my turn. Draw 6 more cards and give the Gormangeist one of my amber. And they play cards. So they play this one first. A Junk Restoration is going to give them an amber and another card, which goes directly into their archive to be used this turn. And they fully heal each robot, but there's no robots, or there's no damage on the robots. Next card is a Shadis. 5-power creature with prey is my least powerful flank creature. After it fights, destroy each non-Gormangeist upgrade. Oh no, my uplink is in peril. And then they get a Dark Lamp. If you're haunted, it has Skirmish, and its prey is my most powerful flank creature. Then they will use their cards. So Varad the Indulgent will attack my most powerful creature. Before fight, it will capture its own amber. It is now 7 power. My most powerful creature is tied at 3. So I'm going to have them, I get to choose the tiebreaker, and I'm going to choose a Friendly Guide because it is elusive, which means nothing happens. And then the Grim Reaper will reap, which puts them up to 3 amber, but they don't have 6, so they don't drain essence. So now I'm thinking I need to get haunted to get around the caveat on the Amalgamator's restriction, and I need to find some dark amber so that when they do drain me, I can give them that dark amber. So then their turn ends and they archive 2 more cards. And what do I have? I got a lot of Star Alliance in play, and I drew 3 more Star Alliance cards. They definitely heard me saying Star Alliance is my favorite house, or second favorite after Untamed. Well, I think I found a combo. That is the FOF Transponder. This is an upgrade that gives the creature, when it's destroyed, make a token creature and attach this upgrade to that creature. And my token creatures enter play ready. So if I have a creature die that has the transponder, I get a token, but it enters ready and it gets the transponder. And then if I have it die, it'll come back, or it'll make another token. I just keep making tokens. So I can make infinite attacks. I don't know that this is limited by the rule of 6 because I'm not playing the card. I forget if the rule of 6 limits triggers as well. There's a rule of 6 in Keyforge that something, you can only play the card with the same name 6 times in a turn. Normally doesn't matter, but if some crazy combo would happen, it limits it. I don't know if that applies to triggers though. All right, I just had to run to my computer and look it up, but it looks like it doesn't apply to triggers, but it does apply to using cards by name. So because all my tokens will have the same name, which is Explorer, I can only use a card named Explorer 6 times. So that is my limitation. So what do I want to kill on that side? And even the tokens I get in a more fair method is still going to be subject to that limitation. I think first up, I'm going to play Teamwork. I'm not playing the Transponder yet. Play Teamwork, which is an action. I make a token creature. If there are more enemy creatures than friendly, I will archive it, but I will not archive it. I'll let it go to my discard pile, which makes 8. I'm gonna go ahead and look at these because I'm allowed to look and see what's on the other side. Actually, I don't think I want either of those. So I'm happy to have both of them go to the discard pile. Let's play the transponder onto one of them and then attack. And I think, do I just want to let Varad keep collecting amber? As long as I keep my highest power creature as a 3, I can just have him keep collecting amber from their own side and then throwing himself into my elusive creature. So I think I will not kill Varad. I'm going to attack Shadis for 2. So 2 damage goes onto Shadis, and the Explorer is killed. And that means this card goes to my discard pile. I had the transponder on it, which means I make a token creature and attach transponder to that one. The token creature is ready because of Legionary Trainer. And I can look and see what this one is, which is an SV3 Lander. Artifact that when I play it, I make a token and I can destroy it. And for the rest of the turn, use friendly tokens. As an Omni ability, which means I can use my Explorers on a non-Star Alliance turn. So I kind of do want that card. My discard pile is now 9. I'm not quite haunted. I'm going to attack with this Explorer. And I'm going to attack the Dark Lamp. So this Explorer will die. This is the 10th card in my discard pile. I am now haunted. 2 damage on the Dark Lamp. I'm going to attack with Specialist Guthrak. He has Skirmish, so when he attacks, he doesn't take damage in return. 3 to kill Shadis. And after he fights, I can capture an amber for each different house among him and his neighbors. So I get to take 2 onto him. If he dies, they get that amber back, but for now, that's for me to hold on to. And I'm now haunted, which means the Soul Vial will come into play. When one of my creatures dies, it goes into my archive. So now I can attack with this Explorer, attack the Dark Lamp. Again, 2 damage will finish it off. 4 damage back will kill the Explorer. But now this creature, even though it's not a creature card on this side, it's a creature token, and as it's dying, Soul Vial is going to send it into my archive. So that is nice. Then I get another token because of the transponder, which is ready because of the Legionary Trainer. I think that is 3 uses of Explorer so far this turn. I can still use 3 more Explorers. I'm going to play Transporter Platform. I get an amber for playing it. And as an action, I can return a friendly creature and its upgrades to hand. But this is an artifact, so it enters play exhausted. Not going to be able to do that this turn. I need to find some Dark Essence. I'm wondering what's on the other side of that Grand Stairway. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Grand Stairway. I'm going to spend 3 amber to explore this. It says if I'm haunted, which I am now, spend 3 amber and flip it. And it is now BR Geist. An action, put Sealed Odium and all Gormangeist clock cards into play. The Grim Reaper from the Adventure deck archives. All right, so I woke up everything, and now there's clocks. So I still can't start feeding them Dark Essence. So Grim Reaper's already out. This is played, and let's see what they got. Sealed Odium, Spooky Face. Sealed Odium's power is equal to 10 times the number of players. When it's destroyed, flip it. Okay, so this is a room that can be attacked. It's got 10 power. So I'm going to have to kill that because, again, the Amalgamator says I can't have Dark Essence drained while the Amalgamator's out, or while this Sealed Odium is out. So that's a bummer. And then we've got a bunch of clocks. Wow, for real? All Gormangeist clock cards. These were the ones that I set aside ahead of time. Gormangeist draws 2 additional cards each turn. When it's destroyed, remove all damage from the Grandfather clock and flip it. And this has 8 power. Got a bizarre wall clock. Grim Reaper enters play ready. And when this is destroyed, remove all damage from it and flip it. It's got 6 power. And we got the non-stop alarm clock. Grim Reaper is elusive. And when this is destroyed, remove all damage from it and flip it. And this has 4 power. All right, well, the problematic ones are, I mean, theoretically Sealed Odium because I need to be able to feed Dark Essence to win, but I don't even have any Dark Essence yet. And then the other one would be the Grandfather clock because that doubles the number of cards they get to play. That's pretty bad. And because I have infinite attacks from the Explorer, well, not infinite, I've got 3 uses left of Explorers, but I have 2 ways to make more tokens. But the tokens would be Explorers, and I'm already limited on my uses of them. If I wanted to reap 3 times, I could, but if I use it for attacks, I can do it 3 more times, and then these extra tokens are useless. The top card of the mansion deck is a pile of junk, which doesn't do anything, but it can be explored for 3 amber, and then it would be flipped and to see what's on the other side. But again, there's no point trying to get dark amber yet, because I can't use it. But one reason to get some, or one reason to explore strange passages in order to get that room out, would be that on the other side of strange passages is the endless corridors, which would let me discard cards, and I could try to craft another Star Alliance turn. But I think I'm okay. If I don't have any amber, they can't steal it. Oh, the dark lamp is a problem. It'll attack my most powerful flank creature, which is now this guy. All right, so I think I'm going to use my explorer to attack dark lamp for 2. Explorer will die, which means another Guthrak. This is archived. Another token comes out. I will attack Dark Lamp again and kill it. And this is killed and archived. Another token comes out. That's 5 uses. And now we've got a Pelf. I could reap 3 times and then explore. Sure. I'm going to reap 3 times, get 3 amber, but then I'm going to spend it all to explore the strange passages, which flips it back and brings out another room, which is the pile of junk. Which doesn't do anything, but it gives me an opportunity to explore this. I can also discard 2 cards. And you know what? I will, which flips this back and brings out another room, which is the towering bookcase. I can exhaust 2 of my creatures to explore this one. Oh, I gotta remember the grandfather clock's giving them 2 extra cards. It's gonna be a tough turn. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. I was thinking about getting rid of this, but I need to get rid of this. Well, I'm not doing that this turn because I just reaped with all 3 of these. They're exhausted. I just didn't move them around. After this one reaps, I can look at the top card of my deck and I may discard it. At this point, I don't think I want to, because I don't actually want to run out of cards in my deck, because then I have to reshuffle and then I'm not haunted anymore. I think being haunted is good, mostly for now. After this fights or reaps, I get a token. So I guess I reaped with that first and then reaped with this second. So I got another token. But again, I can't use another explorer this turn because I already capped at 6. Getting good use out of this soul vial. And I'll end my turn, I suppose. Draw 5. All right, so they'd steal 1 of my amber. Just 1 still, right? There's only 1 of these icons out still. Then they play 2 cards. Got something for later. They get an amber. Shuffle the adventure, discard pile into the adventure deck. And then they archive 3 cards. So some of this bad stuff could be coming back. Oh, including that card that started out in the discard pile. Although when they say archive 3 cards during their play step, those cards actually don't get used this turn. That'll be for next turn. It's going to be a huge turn next turn. So that's 3. I'm going to set those to the side here. And that's this one. Then they got this one, which is a touchstone creature. After it reaps, ward an enemy robot not already warded. If you're haunted, repeat it. Okay, so there's a downside for being haunted. Oh, that is exhausted. Then they will use Varad, who will attack my most powerful creature, which is still a tie, so I'll choose the elusive one. They steal 1 of their own amber. And then the Grim Reaper will reap and not drain. And then they're getting these 3 cards and then the normal 2 and 2 more from the grandfather clock. So next turn they're going to have at least 7 cards unleashed upon me. So I could do another Star Alliance turn and do some nonsense. I could take out this clock. I could make several amber. I don't have any Star Alliance in my hand, but I could pick up some from my archive. I've got 2 cards to play. I can also use the platform. You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to take my archive into my hand and choose Star Alliance. Then I'm going to send the Explorer with the transponder into the grandfather clock 4 times. So this will scoot over. New transponder will be attached to the new one each time. First one dies, goes to archive. Second one dies, goes to archive. Third one dies, goes to archive. Fourth one dies, goes to archive. And we get another one. That is 8 damage, takes out the clock. I have 2 Explorer uses left this turn. The clock flips and becomes, come on, Ancestral Timekeeper, 5 power, 4 armor. After it reaps, put a time counter on it. If there are 3 or more, remove them and drain an essence. I'm doing like a dumb combo and I'm losing. Where are the dark essences? I mean, I'm not losing. I haven't lost any essence yet, but how much stuff am I going to have to dig through? I have to kill those things. I mean, this is just going to sit back for a while. And in fact, it could, anytime they drain essence, it could be used against them. So if I have dark essence by the time it gets its third counter, that could actually promote my win condition. I don't have to kill that. And with this guy stealing all of their own amber, it's actually slowing them down from reaping essence normally. So this could actually be a benefit for me. Wouldn't mind killing this touchstone so that they don't get to ward their stuff. So let's send the skirmisher at the touchstone. Go ahead and play an SV3 lander. When I play it, I make a token. I'm running out of cards in my deck, so I'm going to stop being haunted pretty soon. There's only one card left. And on any turn, no matter what house I chose, I can destroy it and use all my tokens. I can exhaust 2 creatures to explore the bookcase. It's another explorer here. And I'm going to attack the sealed odium for 2. This will die. Go to my archive, get replaced. Attack it for 2 more. This will die. Go to my archive. Now I need to shuffle to replace it. And my discard pile is actually very small. So I have a lot of cards in play in my hand and in my archive. Could be challenging to get haunted again because there's just not that many cards to work with. No, that won't be a problem. We'll see. But I have to be haunted for what? Wait, why do I want to be haunted again? I needed to be haunted to explore the stairs, but I did that. Now I just need to be haunted for the soul vial if I want to keep archiving my dying creatures. All right, so this is my next explorer. Fire Spitter. And I believe that was all 6 uses of Explorer. That's 4 damage on Sealed Odium. 6 more to destroy it. Now I can't use Explorer, but I can exhaust it. Gotta start doing these shallow taps here. Exhaust 2 to explore the bookcase. So it's not, doesn't count as using them, just exhaust 2 to flip this. And we got Dark Essence. There we go. If I have another Dark Essence in my Essence pool, flip this back. Otherwise, put it into my Essence pool. All right, so now I want them to drain me. I want them to drain this, and that would be halfway to killing them. They're not really draining too quickly, but we'll see. They're about to play 7 cards. Then, ooh, now I don't want to find Dark Essence because I wouldn't be able to keep it. And whatever I flipped would just flip back. But I'm going to reap with the Guide and the Scout for 2 amber. And then I'm going to, after reap, make another token. So we'll do that. Can't use these ones. I'm going to use the platform as an action. I can return a friendly creature to its owner's hand. This should be exhausted. I played that this turn. I'm going to return the friendly guide and its attachment to my hand. I'm going to replay the guide, put the attachment on the specialist. No, I don't know. You know what? I'll put it on this guide over here. And that gives me an amber for playing it. So now I have 3. I have another specialist Guthrak. I'll play him over here. My hand is now Saurian and Brobnar. I'm going to spend my 3 amber to explore these strange passages, flipping it back to the discard side, bringing out another bookcase, which I can actually do, but I have the Dark Essence I need, or all the Dark Essence I can hold, that is. So I don't actually want to explore either of those. Assuming there's Dark Essence on the other side, I wouldn't get it. And I'm going to go ahead and do the discard 2 cards to explore that. Flip it back and get a locked door, which is new. When it's destroyed, remove all damage from it and flip it. So who knows what's on this other side of the locked door. Definitely going to be running out of room here, though, because now I'm ending my turn and I'm going to have to play 7 Gormangeist cards. I don't draw, or I do draw 1 because my hand has 5. All right, they try to steal 1 amber from me, but I don't have any. And then they play 7 cards. I'm going to have to move these rooms around. I made a little bit of room. Let's see. First up, Spontaneous Awakening. They get 1 amber. Play the topmost creature from the adventure discard pile and ready it. That would be the Touchstone, which after it reaps, wards 2, or actually 1 robot. I'm not haunted anymore. All right, Junk Restoration. They get an amber and heal all their robots, but there's no damage. 3. Energy Vampirism, they get another amber, and they draw a card. So this one will be played this turn. Destroy each of your creatures with amber on it. I can drain an essence instead. There we go. I will drain an essence instead and give them a Dark Essence. Boom. Halfway to winning. I would have destroyed my specialist Guthrak, which would give them 2 amber. No, I want them to take the Dark Essence. All right, another Amber, another card. Play the Grim Reaper. It's already in play. They get an Amber. Ready and ward each robot. You may drain an essence instead. I guess they can be warded. I don't want them to actually drain these. So there you go. Did I give them that Amber? I don't know. Next, Harvest Skinner. If you are haunted, it gains prey, your most powerful non-flank creature. I'm not currently haunted, but it's also going to be exhausted. After it reaps, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. All right. Next up, Junk Restoration. Again, another Amber. Fully heal each robot. 2 more. Never Really Gone. They get an Amber and a card. And it says play the Grim Reaper. Harvest Skinner. Another one of these guys. And Thought Catcher. After it reaps, discard a random card. If you're haunted, discard 2 instead. All right. Well, let's move these rooms again. Make room for all the ghost robots. And then they can start using them. He will attack my most powerful creature, which is 3. So I'll choose the Friendly Guide, which is elusive. He still steals 1 of his own Amber, and nothing else happens. The Grim Reaper will reap and then spend 6 to drain. And this time they get 1 of my life points. Then the Timekeeper will reap and get a time counter. There's no such thing as a time counter. So I use a +1 power counter and hopefully remember that that means time. And Touchstone gets to reap, and after it reaps, it wards 2 robots, or not haunted, so 1 robot, but they're already, oh no, they're not all warded, so one of those gets warded. I don't really care. All right, so that was a lot of cards to resolve. Grandfather Clock is gone, and so we're back to normal, just 2 in the queue. So what's my chance of finding some more Dark Essence? All I have to do is find some and then wait for them to drain me, which will be basically their second action after playing 2 cards. So I just need to find some essence. Should be easy. There's a locked door, a pile of junk, and a towering bookcase that are all prime suspects. Oh, and I cheated. Oh no, I didn't destroy sealed odium yet, which means I could not give them Dark Essence. I had to give them this, and I can't get any more Dark Essence. I have to destroy the sealed odium, and then maybe next turn I can find Dark Essence, which means I gotta survive through this for longer than I wanted to. Well, I can afford to lose this. Not that I necessarily am going to, but I can afford it. I could even afford, well, we'll see. Let's see. Choosing Star Alliance gives me a lot of options, but I could choose Saurian and then use my lander to use my tokens anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4 tokens, plus I would still get to do the transponder combos if I did attacks and whatnot. No, well, I'm still only 6 explorer uses though. I'm not haunted, so I don't get to archive them as they die. Honestly, don't know what's better, but just because I think it's more interesting, I'm gonna choose House Saurian instead of doing Star Alliance 4 times in a row. Was that did I do 3 in a row? I think I did 3. I'm gonna grab my archive, and I am gonna start by using the SV3 lander so I can use all my tokens. It has the Omni keyword, which means I can use its ability even though I didn't choose Star Alliance. That is 30% of the way toward Haunted. Then I can attack with the Explorer. Let's hit Seal Odium for 2, putting it to 6 damage. This dies. Get another one. 8 damage. This dies. Get another one. And 10 damage. This dies. Get another one. So that was 3 uses. This has taken 10 damage, which is equal to 10 per player, and it's flipped and becomes Empathic Malice. Each player destroys a friendly creature and a friendly artifact for each essence in their essence pool. All right, I have 2 essence, so I have to destroy 1 of my creatures and 1 of my artifacts. I guess the transporter platform can go. That's 7 cards. And let's have this Explorer die, which means it gets replaced, and that is 8 cards. Oh, that should be on the outside now. All right, the sealed odium is now gone, which means now I can feed them Dark Essence. The Grim Reaper always enters play ready and has elusive. I don't actually care about those. So I don't care about the Bizarre Wall Clock or the Nonstop Alarm Clock. Grim Reaper can reap. I've got 3 rooms that may very well have Dark Essence inside. There's no point in trying for it, which means I may as well attack. I am at 8 cards in my discard pile. Means I need 2 more to turn on Soul Vial. So the question is kind of which of these explorers do I let go to my discard pile in order to then send the other future dying ones to my archive. So I think these are the 2 candidates here because I didn't really want either of those. I don't really care about that card either. This one could be useful, maybe, I don't know. They're all warded though. I did choose Saurian. I'm wondering if I actually want to kill this now. Although I only get 3 more Explorer uses. Yeah, I think I do want to kill this. So I'm going to have Explorer attack it. Explorer will die. Go to my discard pile. And all that does is remove the ward. That is now 9 discarded cards. After I use one of his neighbors, I get to use him. So again, I did not choose Star Alliance, but I still get to use all these Star Alliance cards. So I get to attack with him. I'm going to attack him into that, which means he will die, and so will Uplink. Yeah, and that'll put 3 damage here. He's 9 power because of the 3 amber on him. An attack with Explorer, who will die, and now this card goes into my archive, which I actually didn't want. Maybe I should have done that in a different order. It's not worth rewinding, I don't think. It's 2 more damage, 4 more to go, but only 1 more Explorer. So what the heck? Let's do this one. This will go to my archive and get replaced. 2 more damage is 7. I'm going to make some room, and I'm going to play a Saurian card. Orator Hisaro. He has the deploy ability, which means I don't have to put him on the left or right of my battle line. I can put him anywhere. I'm going to put him here, made a little spot. And when I play him, I ready and exalt his neighbors, and for the rest of the turn, they belong to Saurian. Still can't use Explorers, but I can use Specialist Guthrak, another Star Alliance card this turn. It says Skirmish, who takes no damage in return as he attacks for 3 here, and kills the vampire guy. And this was captured from his own side, but that means I get it. This is going to come to me, and I can spend 3 of that. Nothing else to do other than to explore the strange passages again, flip it back to the discard side, and bring out this glowing portal. So now I can destroy one of my creatures to explore that one. But again, not in a rush to explore these things because I already have a Dark Essence. I have 1 left over that's probably going to get stolen. Might be able to avoid that. I don't know if I want to avoid it. I'm honestly not sure. Oh, I did have to exalt this guy to do that. And after he fights, I get to capture 1 for each house among these 3, which is 2. So he's all ambered up. I'm going to discard 2 cards to explore the endless corridors again, bring out an unsolvable puzzle, enrage 2 of my creatures, and then they capture amber from me to to explore this one. I guess they have a lot of trouble with this puzzle. They're not happy about having to solve that puzzle. But I don't have to do that. I just want to discard some cards, flip it back to the amber side. I'm going to play another Orator Hisaro, and I'll play him in the middle here, and then Reap with Corrigier. Well, he has to exalt each of his neighbors, so this should be exalted. These both get exalted. And I'm reaping with that, so I get a 2nd amber. After he reaps, I get a token. So I get another one of these. You know what? I'm going to hold off on reaping with him. Instead, I'm going to play Scylla, 7 power. After an enemy creature reaps, it deals 4 damage to itself, basically. And Charybdis, after an enemy creature fights, our opponent loses an amber. Those are both 7s. I'm going to put those on the end here, and I'll make room in a minute, and then I'm going to reap and get a token, which I'll put on the far flank there. I could just do this anyway, which is recruit, make a token creature. If you exalted a friendly creature this turn, archive it. So I have exalted a creature. So I'm going to get another token, and this goes to my archive. Then I can still reap with the Legionary Trainer, which is my 3rd amber, and then I can spend all 3 to explore this again and bring out another pile of junk. I've actually got my hand down to 5 cards, 4 Brobnars and a Star Alliance. So I'll draw 1 card as I end my turn. I have no amber for my opponent to steal. See if I can make room on my playmat. Not really. Got people going off the edge around the corner over here. So my opponent gets to go. First card, Shadis. To prey as my least powerful flank creature after it fights, destroy non-Gormangeist upgrade. Amber. Return to rubble if you're haunted. Destroy each creature and artifact. Then shuffle your discard pile into your deck. You may drain an essence instead. So, how about that? All right, I'm going to put myself in a bad spot, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to drain an essence instead because I don't want to lose Scylla and Charybdis or my Legionary Trainer. Give them one Dark Essence. They're going to get my third Archon Essence, but I think I'm going to be okay. So now they will reap with Grim Reaper. That's 6. So they get to forge one of my souls. Steal my third Archon Essence. I no longer get my draw card step at the end of my turn. Ancestral Timekeeper reaps and collects a time. Touchstone reaps and wards 2 robots because I'm haunted. Oh, Scylla, after reap, 4 damage. So they're popping their own wards here. And then this was already warded, so it pops its own ward and then applies some wards. Harvest Skimmer has Prey, my most powerful non-flank creature. Well, that would be a 7. So I get to choose. So I have to take 5 onto Charybdis. And then this loses its ward, and then they lose an Amber. Actually, it's before fight. So before it fights, they lose an Amber. Then this will fight a 7. I will choose the other one so that they can survive. Loses its ward, and the Thought Catcher will reap. And then I have to discard a card at random. I have to discard 2, and then it will pop its own ward. All right, I've got 6 cards, so just give it a quick shuffle. And I lost teamwork. All right, okay. All I have to do is find, the only way I lose is if this is over here. The only way I lose is if they try to take essence from me and I don't have any. I don't get to draw cards at the end of my turn anymore. But if I get a Dark Essence, the next time they try to drain me, I win. If I don't get a Dark Essence, the next time they drain me, I lose. So I just need to get a Dark Essence. Simple as that. These are just like rotate. These are all ready. I guess I just have like a second battle line that is appended there to the end. I've got 1 Star Alliance for Brobnar. Nothing in play that's Brobnar to do. And 3 Saurian in my archive, which honestly doesn't do much. I still have my crazy dumb combo, so I can explore 6 times. Although I have 1, 2, 3, 4 explorers anyway. But I guess I get 2 extra uses in the form of attacks. I actually want them to use the Timekeeper to drain me. That's going to be my win conditions. I don't have to wait as they assemble more Amber. They're going to play 2 cards. Hopefully they don't cause me to lose the game somehow. But if they try to drain me and I have a thing, I just give it to them. Anyway, what gives me the most reaps is going to be Star Alliance, because they get 4 explorers at least, and then 5, 6, another token is 7, 8. So I can reap 8 times. Oh, I didn't notice these clocks have the symbol, but I'm pretty sure I was ending every turn with no Amber, so I don't think that matters. But yeah, these clocks I didn't care about. They do have the symbol, which means they would have been stealing 3 Amber from me every turn. But I was not letting them, I didn't have any Amber for them to steal, so I don't think that matters. All right, so let's just do Star Alliance. I'm not going to pick up my archive. And let's reap. 1, I can look at this and discard it. Sure. 2, 3, and get another token. Oh, I don't want to get another token now. All right, I won't discard that. Now I'll get another token. And it's ready. I'll spend 3 to explore this pile of junk, and it is Dark Essence. Okay, so 1 try, and I got it. Don't care about these other rooms now. All I have to do is end my turn, and hopefully I win as they try to drain me. At the very least with the Timekeeper. Is there anything else I need to do to prepare for that? I mean, if I really wanted to maximize my turn, I would discard cards to flip this over, reap some more, flip it back over, and keep exploring rooms to help weed out my hand so I can hopefully draw a better hand for next turn. But there's no reason opening any of these rooms because the only thing I'm looking for is Dark Essence, which I already have. So I think I'm just going to end my turn and hopefully I don't get punished for that. I don't have any Amber for them to steal, otherwise they'd steal 3 of it. And then they're going to play both these cards. The Spontaneous Awakening, play the topmost creature and ready it. That's fine. They get Varad back. Next card is Call of Need. They get another Amber. Ready and ward each robot. May drain 1 essence instead. I will choose to drain 1 essence instead, and I will give them Dark Essence, which means I win. Game's over. Well, that was interesting. When the Amalgamator has a number of Dark Essence attached to it equal to number of players plus 1, it is destroyed, and the players win the game. That's me. I'm the players. Win or lose, flip this. Conclusion 1, the players lost. No. Conclusion 2, the players won. A surge of dark energy rushes into the amalgamator, and suddenly the music stops. Moments later, the floor of the odium collapses, and all within plunge into a craterous ruin. The sinister force has been defeated. Those who survived the terrors of the Gormangeist mansion are finally free to escape its dark influence and return to greater realm of the Crucible. Now read the epilogue at the end of the rulebook. I'll save that for you to discover on your own. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the Gormangeist scenario just now, but I wonder, it seemed really hard. Like, I had a stupid combo. Seemed pretty stupid, at least. And it felt close. Maybe the deck is not that good except for my stupid combo, and that's why. Or maybe there's some extra strategy. Seems like maybe you need to be good at fighting. Because if you take out a lot of these problem makers, it also high attack or high power values will let you break some of those rooms that need to be broken. And this deck does not have a lot of high power. Most of my power was coming from the fact that I could throw 6 explorers at something infinitely and basically become haunted on command and build up my archive and all kinds of stupid stuff that I was doing. So I don't know. I don't have a final conclusion about this scenario. I enjoyed it. I was worried that I wasn't, because I tend to like to win. If I'd lost, I would not have had as much fun. That's how I am. I know some people love to smash their head against the wall until they win. I like to win, so I'm glad that I did. And I'm very happy with the deck, even though I expressed unhappiness at the beginning of the video about the deck with my name on it. That was fun. I mean, I got a combo first and second turn to be able to make infinite explorers, so that's nice. But as for the rest of the deck, I don't know. I never called Brobnar or played a Brobnar card at all. I also got this Soul Vial super early, which was really silly as well. It's really fun. Made things interesting. Star Alliance got to do very Star Alliance things. I got to do a lot of Star Alliance on one of the 2 turns that I called Saurian, which was super fun. Scylla and Charybdis didn't do that much. Popped a lot of wards. Stole a couple of amber, but wasn't as exciting as I was hoping. So at the moment, I'm happy with the scenario and my personalized deck. But I don't know how much of that was just lucky coincidence. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And bye.